I watch a new film every other day, follow along for recommendations and reviews. Today, I watched the movie So Long on Fedma's TV on YouTube. So now, why did I watch this movie? The producer actually reached out to me because he wanted us in the VDK Film Club to watch it. You know, he did this film. He's very proud of his film, and he was like, he wants us to check it out and give our honest feedback as we do. So I, of course, as the curator of this club, went in first, and I said, let me check it out. And I also told him that like Ovidike Film Club, we are very honest too. If we like him, we dey talk him. If we don't like him, we dey talk him. So of course, go and check it out and come and let him also know in the comments, what did you think of his film too. And I think you should also check it out just for your own enjoyment, as with every film. Watch it for your own enjoyment, watch it for your own pleasure. Now let me give my own thoughts about it. This is the non-spoiler section first. And you guys know I'm always honest that we talk with the VDK Film Club, so we could talk within with you. I would say that the story has very strong themes. There's very strong themes in this, especially one theme that's very, very strong. And I think the story especially gets better from like the halfway point. Like, because I feel like at the beginning the story is kind of like muddled. Like I'm kind of like, oh, what is this story? Where is it going? But then from the halfway point, it really finds its footing, and the story really like shines from that point forward. On the things that can be improved on, a lot can really improve the acting. Outside of Tina Mba and Nobert Young, every other actor I think needs to go to film school or just get better at their craft. Like they didn't do bad, but improvement is necessary. The editing could have been better. I really wish that there would be the moment sometimes that like the editors wouldn't clue us into a flashback. They would just kind of cut it like it's the next scene, but it's not. Like stuff like that needs to be checked. The sound at some point, music was overshadowing lines of dialogue, and then also there were some parts where the sound was not even really matching what we were seeing on screen. The setting, sometimes the places where they were looked like this looks like a service apartment. It doesn't look like a place that. Especially there was one scene where like the place where they were staying, somebody's house here felt more like a set than a real place. It didn't feel like a place that's actually lived in. That was an issue for me. Another thing is that sometimes subtitles were not available in this film, and sometimes some characters are speaking a foreign language, so subtitles should be included in that regard. I think that is the overall problem when you're watching it too, that you will go, oh, this could be improved on. But as I said, ultimately where the story goes, because you guys know that my favorite part of the film always is the story. And the story here, at least at the core of what it is, it has a very clear message that they're trying to get across. And I think that that message is important and it's good and it's powerful. And I don't want to say any more. You can go and check this film out. It's called So Long on Fedmas TV. Shout out to the producer again for even making the film. Congratulations to you. All right. For those of us who have watched it and I'm ready to come and talk about it now with spoilers so we can get into it more, then spoilers ahead. Let us go. Okay, now that we're in the spoiler section, the first thing, let's just talk about, the point of the film. And obviously, the message of this film is very clear. It's about your intuition. It's about the power of a mother. We see that when Coyote comes to come and meet Akuna, that is Naba's character, and he's asking her, like, why don't you want Ibuka to marry this girl? Akuna says, there's no real reason. It's just something that I know. It's an intuition. And a mother's intuition, listen to it. A person's intuition, listen. Intuition is very, very powerful. Always listen to it. There's also a lot of messages, of course, about prayer and the place of prayer and making sure that out of anger you don't like ignore your loved one or ignore your child because they don't vex you. Like you need to be careful to make sure that your hurt doesn't overshadow what you're supposed to be doing, which is to be looking out for your loved one, looking out for your child, still staying in the place of prayer and like just looking out for them. In that way, I think that at least the film's theme and that message I think is very powerful and it's really good. So the other notes that I had about it, now let's just get into those. The biggest thing that I wish this film had explored more was the witchcraft. Like, who are these people? They are described as like deities and like beings, but like, what exactly are they? And let me give you some things, for example, that are in my mind. For example, what I took it as was that Ibuka was brainwashed, right? But then at the end of the film, where Ibuka, his mother, Nobert Young's character, his actual fiance, they're all sitting down. The fiance says to Ibuka, why did you leave me that day? And Ibuka is like, I'm so sorry, babe, I don't know. And Tina Mba's character is kind of like, you know how he's like leaving him, almost like he wasn't brainwashed. So I was like, you were brainwashed. Like that answer was very simple. I was brainwashed. I didn't know. I saw her and I just got immediately brainwashed by her. It was the effects of their charm. That's what I gathered from what I watched. But then when that ending scene now comes and it's like, why did you leave me? And it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I leave him. I said, I was like, was he not brainwashed? I think he was. So why are we acting like he wasn't? Also, in the same vein, Coyote's wife, when she walks in on them, sleeping together, Coyote and the other woman, her sister, and then she now goes to meet the mother, and the mother like hugs her and then puts that red cloth at her back. I'm thinking, okay, maybe that red cloth is like maybe she's like wiping the girl's memory or pacifying her because immediately after that, Coyote's wife becomes like very calm, very quiet. So I'm like, okay, I should just completely forgotten. Is she now like brainwashed again? But then later in the film, you know that she still has her memory. She still is like, I'm going to tell Ebuka what you did. And then at the end, when she now goes to tell Ebuka, she now like falls and she's like, she's now hospitalized. Again, I just wish I knew how the powers here operated. Even let's talk about Kayode. When Kayode goes to Akuna's house, it's like when Akuna is talking to him, it's almost like, and she's like, tell me the truth, are you really happy in your marriage? And then he's like, I have to go and rush and go and tell Ebuka he cannot make the same mistake. So I'm like, okay, did you talk with Akuna, like clear his brain? But then he goes back and nothing has really changed. He's still under their possession. So I'm like, okay, is Kayode like, is he part of the date? Is he part of the beings? Does he know what is going on? At the end, we realized that no, he doesn't. He was also brainwashed. But then there were also moments in the film when Kayode will now still be the one asking Ebuka, like, what about your mother? For example, when they were gymming, he was like, what about your mother? And Ebuka is one that will not answer. But then at the end too of the film, Kayode seems to have so much hatred for Ebuka and his mother. This is where I mean that, like, I wish that because the powers, were they brainwashed or were they not? Was it activated some point and then not activated at some point? And what activated it and what did not? I feel like this is where I meant like the story started getting kind of muddled and convoluted. The biggest part of the thing that is clear for me is from the middle where we now start talking about the place of the mother and mother's prayer. From that point on, the film is very clear in what it's trying to say. Like, don't chastise your child just because they do something you're upset by. Still go to the place of prayer, a mother's love, a mother's intuition, all those things. Like when you start focusing on that as the theme, the story is very clear. But those beginning sides, and when you start looking at it on a plot level, bit by bit, it's kind of convoluted. Also, just a little thing too on this same topic of them being witches. The mother, that is the witch mother, kept on saying things like Christ. Like at a point, she says, "And I mirrored Christ to all of you." There's another point that she says, "Almighty God, you see my heart." So sometimes, and then we see her like spraying what's that water. I guess we know it's maybe not holy water, but maybe it is. We don't know. But she kind of sometimes alludes to God or Christ. So I'm like, I guess she's saying that, but at the same time, she's still a witch. And I guess it's kind of the same thing of even, the devil can quote Bible kind of situation. But I just wish as a whole that we knew more about how her powers worked, who exactly they were, like what was going on that level, because I just wish I knew more of that. Overall, though, as a film, as I said, I think I liked it best when we were just honed in on like the mother's part and the themes of that and that section of it. There could have been so many improvements, of course, but I'm also curious to see what the next production from Fedmas TV is, because hopefully with these notes and with this effort, like they can go back and I don't know, the next one that they come out with can be better. But again, congratulations on making a film and thank you so much for reaching out to us to watch your film. If you've watched this film, I'm very curious to know what you think about it, so please let me know in the comment section. Also, if you've watched this whole video and you have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I'm the curator of the VDK Film Club, where every other day we watch something new and we just about it. Join us. All right, until the next film that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.